Valentine's Day, 1998. I remember the day when I asked you to be my Valentine. That special bond that I felt that was going on between us was increasing, and I wanted to take that to the next level. I remember the look on your face, the happiness and excitement of the day we spent together drained from your face like water running down a plug hole, like you said no. I loved you. You know why I did? Why would you do this to me? Why? I remember when you walked into the crowd full of lovers. I sat on the bench crying. I walked home on my own. No one was at home to comfort me after what you did. I remember waking up and looking at the patterns of my cuts from last night. The blood on the carpet was there from last night. The writing on my bedroom walls was still there. Why? The writing said, all written in blood. I remember 2 weeks later, I saw you on the street with another man, much younger and better looking than me. The pain just grew and grew. Everything we had done together had just been thrown away by you. Every time we got it on, you told me that you loved me and me only. I remember when I walked down that alley that the gang of thugs mugged me and killed me. I died thinking of you, as the knife plunged into my chest, ending my life with pain in my heart as the knife dug deeper into me. I could feel this life slipping away. The sheer pain was excruciating. I remember at my funeral, my friends and family were there. My mother was crying. My father was comforting her. I looked around, but I couldn't find you anywhere. When I died, it wasn't nice. All I could feel was shearing pain from my body, as if it was on fire. The pain was excruciating, and I only escaped it because I didn't feel complete. I felt that I needed something more, and I knew what it was. It was revenge. I don't know how I escaped, but it involved in a lot of pain. When I got back to Earth, I felt like just going straight home to say hey to everyone and say I survived, when I realized that no one could see me. So I then just decided to kill the thugs that took away my life. I could still move the things, but I was invisible. It was great fun that I enjoyed it so much. The first one I went to was end up facing down on the ground with a cracked skull and no scalp. He never knew what hit him. I used the same knife they used to kill me to carve his pretty little eyes out of their sockets. By this time, the two other assholes had backed me into the corner, and I ripped through the first one's fingers off with my teeth. After that, I cut his eyes out, holding them in the same hand as the others. I knew that I was going to use them for. I was going to make a necklace for you. For the second of shuddering pain, on the floor of the third in tears, I felt rush and became more violent. I cracked his jaw with my first uppercut, dislodged his head from his body into the second as the others. I cut his eyes out with the same knife and kept the eyes and the knife for later use. I knew where I had to go next. I was going to go to his house, the one who took you from me. I was going to be the less forgiving to him. When I first saw him, I knew something was wrong. He could sense me getting closer. I knocked him out with a single punch to the neck, taking out his airway and suffocating him till he collapsed. After that, I surgically cut a hole in his throat so he could breathe. I wanted this to last as long as possible. He choked up blood and started to wake, on the verge of death. It appeared that he could see me as who I was. But you were dead, he shuddered. He was so strong, but I cut his eyes out, with him still screaming, then plunged a knife deep into his stomach, watching his intestines pour onto the cold carpet floor. At least I knew it was cold. It was too drenched for the blood for me to tell. I felt better after this, but still not complete. I was still missing something. It was you. I needed you. I could never be complete without you. So I set off to your house, whistling to myself along the way. I was happy for some reason. I knew nothing could stop me now. As I drew closer, I felt happier and happier. You were surprised to see me. You cried when I told you not to. You wouldn't stop, and I tied you up. I got angry and I shouted. I cut you. I put the necklace I made for you on you, but you just screamed louder. I plunged a murder weapon that was used into your eye, and from then on, we're tied together in a permanent bond. No one could separate us. I was happy now. I could finally rest. And that was Valentine's Day, my pretties. A story, a creepypasta written by DylanKLJ and Denythetruth. My final thoughts on this story. Well, since it's Valentine's Day, I decided to go out of my way and read this story. I first heard of this story from Creepypasta, who narrated this story about 8 years ago, so I decided to go ahead and, take a look at this story, and I have to say it's quite good. To be completely and utterly honest, I wanted to see how good this story really is. But I hadn't read this story in a while, so pardon me about that, I'm a bit tired. So I decided to go ahead and, check it out. And I honestly really do find this to be very enjoyable. I haven't read this story in a long time, as I can recall as well. I do remember Dave the Useless narrated this story 6 years ago, and Sir Horror narrated this one sometime last year, I believe. Or maybe it was at 2020? Yeah, it was 2020, actually. But I have to say, it's a pretty good Valentine's Day creepypasta, especially for this month, since it was Valentine's Day. So to be completely fair, I honestly do really like how this story went out, as it actually has a very good concept for what this story really is. I do like the concept. The fact that the protagonist was, pardon me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much, was, in love with this one person, that this person ends up dumping the protagonist with another man, and the protagonist ends up getting killed by a group of, gangster male men, and he ends up going over and killing them for revenge, as well as killing his, his girlfriend's, lover, just for revenge. In a form after, he dies. It's quite shocking, to be honest. I was quite surprised myself when I first, took a look at this story. And I gotta be honest, I honestly was pretty surprised. It's a really well-made story, so to the authors of this story, I know it was a collaboration from what I did read on the Creepypasta Wiki. I could definitely say pretty good, damn good job. I'm not denying that one bit. This was honestly pretty good for what this story really is. I do enjoy how well this story really is, as well as the good concept, the good grammar, the sentence structuring, the storyline. Although it's a short story, I still find this one to be rather enjoyable. Yes, there were times where it was silly, but, not silly, but kind of freaky. But it's still a rather good story nevertheless. So anyways, with that being said, with that being the case, like I'm gonna say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas. This is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story is a 10 out of 10. Really good, really well made creepypasta, perfect for Valentine's Day, and this is actually one of the good Valentine's Day creepypastas I've ever came across. So I definitely would have to say, it's a definitely good story. So anyways, with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro, because I'm out.